Good morning. Hi, this is Luke Eastwood again. Today is the winter solstice, and I got up very early. It was pitch black, and I drove up to the Connaught Pass, which is not far from Dingle, where I live, and I walked. I walked up this long path, which brings you up towards the summit of the pass, and it was lashing rain. So I thought, well, this is a bit grim. But I was determined that I was going to be at the highest point I could get to for the sunrise. So anyway, I walked up this track, which was very rocky, hardly used really, and it had been raining so much. In fact, it was still raining when I went up. Um, it's pretty much turned into a stream. So it wasn't very pleasant. Anyway, I was fairly well prepared. I had proper boots, you know, a good coat, hat, gloves. I'm used to this kind of thing anyway. I've done a lot of hill walking and a bit of mountain climbing, but it wasn't fun. The rain was really stinging in my face, and I did think about one point. I thought, this isn't much fun. I could just like turn around and go back, but I decided no, no. I'll keep going. I'm just going to keep going as far as I can until the sun is up. But I mean, it was so misty, you really couldn't see anything at all. It was just gloom. So I followed the track up and up. It kind of sort of disappeared a little bit in places. And eventually I got to the end of a track just before sunrise was supposed to happen. And you couldn't go any further. They just came to sort of rounded end of just a beginning of a bank of bog, really. So yeah, I checked it out. You just really couldn't go any further. It was just pure bog. And yeah, you really want waders for that, pretty much. Because you put your foot somewhere and it just goes straight down into a massive, like, rotten heather or mud. So at that point, I just stopped and I waited. And I just faced in the east, and it really was very little to see. So I just meditated for a while. And as I did look, I did see a faint glimmer of light, which was brighter, which would have been actually at this moment would be um, not in the east, but in the southeast, because that's where the sun rises at this time, and it'll set over in the southwest. So the day is as short as it possibly can be. And today, of course, is also an alignment of the Earth with Jupiter and Saturn. So from where we are, Jupiter and Saturn will appear to be one bright star. Although, of course, they're two planets which are millions of miles away from each other, but they will be, for a short time, a few days, be seemingly in perfect alignment with us. So it's quite a significant moment if you're interested in astrology at all. That is quite a significant moment that this happens now at the solstice. So anyway, I hung around in the rain for a little while. Um, might seem like madness. I was out pretty soaked through by this point, and turned around, came back down. And as I walked back down, I came to a fork in the road, and I didn't remember that it was dark, so I couldn't see that there was a fork. Anyway, I thought about this for a minute, and the one going off to the left was a straight track, which had a bank on either side, which a little bit of shelter, I suppose. Looked more pleasant. and off to the right was a winding track. And I thought about coming up, and there had been some straight parts, but towards the end there was just windy, rocky track going upwards. So I thought, oh yeah, that's it. But for a minute or two, I stood there thinking about it because when you're faced with these decisions, it's important that you get it right. I've been in a situation before where I've been coming down from a mountain where I didn't quite recognize which way to go. And if you get it wrong, you could end up in the middle of nowhere. You could end up completely lost if you've got no phone signal. If no one knows you're there, you could get horribly lost. You could possibly have an accident and even die, and no one would know where you were. So, of course, I did find the right way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this video. Um, but it struck me, about it being a metaphor for life, really. The straight track that looked more comfortable, which was the wrong one, would have brought me somewhere completely different, and who knows where I would have ended up. The windy, rockier path, which was more difficult, was the right one to take. And so I carried on, and I thought about that as I was making my way down. And actually, on the way down, I decided I would make a video. I hadn't actually planned to do this today, because I've got to start my work fairly soon. But I thought, I will make a short video. So a lot of life is like my little journey. It was hard work at times. Uh, Bits of it were very unenjoyable, and it might have seemed a bit pointless at times because I didn't get to see a proper sunrise. It was difficult, but I persevered, and actually, I did enjoy the experience, even on the way home. Well, back to the car, rather, I should say. Uh, I had a little bit of an upset. I actually slipped over about 200 yards from the car as I was coming down. I guess I was probably walking a little bit too quickly, and I slipped over and landed on my arse. And I was fine. I didn't hurt myself. But that reminded me again, like, of something. Even when you're nearly home, you're doing something. You really need to still pay attention. You can't take your eye off the ball. I mean, I've been doing hill walking and orienteering and all that kind of stuff for years and years, but uh, yeah, I still fell over because uh, I was a little bit careless. I should have slowed down for that last bit, and that's often the case. The last bit when you finishing a journey or some project is the difficult part, the part where you're most likely to have a mishap. So that was a gentle reminder to me of that fact. And you have to continue paying attention until you've finished what you're doing. So anyway, that's my little winter solstice story. Um, I got dried off, had a shower, and I feel like normal again. But I was absolutely soaked, completely soaked right through to my underwear. But it was worth it. I enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful solstice day, and that the coming year ahead till the next solstice goes well for you. Bye bye.